Eggshell Hypothesis. 1. Introduction. Mathematics did not begin as an invention. It emerged from proto-mathematics, the natural relational judgment humans inherited from the animal kingdom, but intensified under uniquely human logistical pressures. Portable water created the most persistent of these pressures. Ostrich eggshells, unusually consistent in volume, imposed fixed ratios that early humans had to respect: water to time, water to distance, water to group size. This reliability created a stable relational framework. As groups moved farther from water sources, proto-mathematical reasoning had to scale from instinctive estimation to long-range prediction. In solving these problems, early humans laid the groundwork for structured mathematical reasoning. 2. Proto-mathematics. Natural origins and early forms. Proto-mathematics is relational judgment without symbols. It allows organisms to compare quantities, anticipate limits, and evaluate proportions using perception and experience alone. Birds adjust migration to energy reserves. Primates assess group size before conflict. Foraging animals compare effort to reward. These are relational operations expressed through action rather than notation. Humans inherited these abilities, but their environments demanded more. Crossing terrain, coordinating movement, and managing resources required relational judgment across longer distances and longer time spans. As Stanislas Dehaene notes, relational judgment becomes more precise when the environment repeatedly demands it. Early humans faced exactly such demands, pushing proto-math beyond moment-to-moment perception into structured prediction. Proto-mathematics provided the relational framework that later became essential when early humans encountered logistical constraints that could not be solved through instinct alone. 3. Adaptation. Natural principles and cognitive implications. Adaptation favors traits, physical or cognitive, that improve survival. Cognitive adaptations emerge when individuals who solve recurring problems more effectively leave more descendants. Early humans who could anticipate shortages, evaluate travel limits, or manage shared resources strengthened group survival and increased the likelihood that their cognitive tendencies would persist. Portable water created a daily constraint. A fixed volume container imposes fixed ratios, and fixed ratios reward individuals who can relate volume to time, time to distance, and distance to group needs. These abilities did not need to be universal. Selection could act on a subset of individuals responsible for provisioning. What mattered was that the group benefited from the presence of individuals capable of such reasoning. 4. Measurement and prediction. Under portable water. Measurement begins as embodied comparison, sensing more, less, or enough through weight, slosh, and resistance. Ostrich eggshell canteens made this form of measurement unusually stable. Their consistent volume meant the same embodied cues corresponded to the same relational limits across individuals and generations. Portable water introduced a new cognitive challenge: long-range prediction. Unlike moment-to-moment sensory-motor adjustments, water management required anticipating conditions that could not be sensed directly. A miscalculation unfolded hours later, not in the next few steps. Individuals had to relate present adequacy to future need, present weight to future distance, and present thirst to future conditions. These relationships are ratios, proto-mathematical structures that become familiar through repetition. Over time, the eggshell canteen transformed measurement from immediate estimation into structured prediction. 5. Logistical problems introduced by portable water. Portable water turned logistics into a group-level problem. Early humans traveled with uneven burdens: tools, gathered materials, weapons, infants. Not everyone could carry water. Those who did not carry water depended on others for information, lacking the embodied cues that come from feeling the container's weight. Hydration became a shared constraint. Groups had to coordinate movement, plan return times, and distribute water collectively. Individuals who could communicate adequacy, shortage, and expectation improved group survival. Logistical constraints became cognitive constraints once they had to be coordinated across individuals. Portable water therefore intensified proto-mathematical reasoning and made communication essential. 6. Emergence rather than invention. Emergence describes capabilities that arise through repeated interaction with structured problems. Proto-mathematics fits this pattern. It becomes more precise as individuals repeatedly confront ratios, limits, and predictions that matter for survival. Portable water created exactly such structured problems. A fixed volume container imposed constraints that required long-range prediction. Individuals who navigated these constraints effectively improved group survival. Their cognitive strategies became stable, familiar, and transmissible through practice rather than instruction. Emergent reasoning provided the cognitive substrate upon which symbolic abstraction could eventually operate. 7. From emergent reasoning to formal mathematics. Formal mathematics requires stable relational reasoning. Symbols do not create structure, they record it. Once proto-mathematical reasoning becomes stable, it becomes available for externalization through gesture, rhythm, or simple marks. These representations can be comparative, ordinal, or relational. What matters is that the underlying cognitive structure is consistent enough to support external expression. Portable water created the conditions for such stability. The same ratios applied across individuals and generations. Over time, relational judgment became reliable enough to be shared. Shared problems tend to produce shared representations. Communication stabilized relational judgment further, making it a collective cognitive tool. Formal mathematics begins when stable relationships become externalized. 8. Symbolic abstraction and the first notation. Symbolic abstraction occurs when internal relationships are expressed through external marks. A symbol is a shared memory, a way to store, transmit, and refine relational judgment. Tallies, repeated incisions, and grouped notches represent cycles, limits, and comparisons. They reveal that relational judgment has become stable enough to be externalized. Notation appears only when the underlying structure is already present. Portable water created a structured environment in which such stability could arise. A fixed volume container imposed the same ratios across individuals and generations. Over time, these relationships became predictable enough to support symbolic expression. Symbolic abstraction marks the moment when mathematics becomes visible. 9. Communication as the threshold. Between proto-mathematics and mathematics. Communication is the threshold at which proto-mathematical reasoning becomes mathematics. Relational judgment, expressed aloud or gestured, becomes a collective resource rather than an individual instinct. Shared constraints require shared reasoning. Portable water made this threshold necessary. It is likely that not everyone carried water. Those who did not depended on others for information. Hydration became a shared constraint. Communication stabilized relational judgment, allowing groups to coordinate movement, plan return times, and distribute water effectively. Any attempt at rationing implicitly involves ratios, even if those ratios are undefined. Once relational judgment is shared, it can be externalized. Once externalized, it can be symbolized. Once symbolized, it can be elaborated. Communication is the bridge between emergent proto-math and formal mathematics. Conclusion. Mathematics emerged as a natural response to the logistical challenges early humans faced. Portable water created persistent constraints that demanded stable relational reasoning. Over time, these relationships became essential for survival, transforming proto-mathematics into shared systems of understanding and externalized measurement practices. What begins as a constraint becomes a pattern. What becomes a pattern becomes a shared understanding. What becomes shared understanding becomes mathematics. In the end, the first mathematics was not a discovery or an invention. It is an inheritance earned by adaptation and natural selection. Thank you for spending this time thinking, exploring, and imagining with me. If this journey resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Your comments help shape future explorations. Your likes tell the algorithm that thoughtful content matters. And your shares help these ideas travel farther than any one person can carry alone.